Welcome back to the channel. Our search for missing children continues. We start by looking on Google to see if there's any recent cases. I did find this one article by Fox 6 that stated there were 2 missing Milwaukee kids. However, they were found safe. Thankfully, we move forward. The next link read, Columbus police searching for critically missing children last seen near Britt David Park. A boy and a girl, both missing. So after reading a little further, I decide to cross-reference their names just to be safe and make sure that they haven't already been found. After typing Charlie McCarthy and Casey McCarthy missing in Google, I was able to find an update that showed that both children were found. Thankfully, both of these children have been found and are back home with their families. So that's good news. So we find this emergency search for child missing off of Cork Coast. This appears to be a situation where a child vanished into the water. So the next link we take a look at is an 8-year-old girl missing from West Side, found safe. Again, another modern case reported within a week. The kid was missing and then the kid was found safe. So fortunately, the 3 headline cases of missing children this week have all been found and are safe. I didn't want to give up though. I typed missing kids case one more time to see what would come up. And something caught my attention. What is the most famous missing children case? Madeleine McCann, born 12 May 2003, is a British missing person who, at the age of 3, disappeared from her bed in a holiday apartment in Praia de Luz, Lagos, Portugal, on the evening of 3 May 2007. The Daily Telegraph described her disappearance as the most heavily reported missing person case in modern history. That immediately caught my attention. I looked up her name by itself on Google to see what would come up. And little did we know there was going to be a whole entire page of Wikipedia dedicated to her story. Bingo. So I think we found the subject of today's episode. Let's dig deeper into her case. After clicking on the Wikipedia link, I was taken to a page with tons of information. Also with a photo that shows Madeleine McCann in 2007, age 3, and a forensics artist progression of what she may have looked like in 2012 at age 9. Madeleine Beth McCann, born 12 May 2003, is a British missing person who at the age of 3 disappeared from her bed in a holiday apartment at Praia de Luz, Lagos, Portugal, on the evening of 3 May 2007.
3-year-old British girl has gone missing while on a family holiday in Portugal. It's been confirmed by the Foreign Office. Some more detail on this for you now. The Portuguese police are investigating the disappearance from a holiday complex in Praia de Luz in the western Algarve. I think we've got a map we can show you there. The Foreign Office spokesman has said that he understood the girl's parents had gone to have dinner once their children were asleep last night, but returned to check on them only to find that the little girl had gone missing. And they reported the little girl's disappearance straight away, and they are being given consular assistance in Portugal, but no word on to where this little girl has gone.
The Daily Telegraph described her disappearance as the most heavily reported missing person case in modern history. Madeleine's whereabouts remain unknown, although German prosecutors believe she is deceased.
So you can see here the fresh cutting of the stumps. And the reason that the police have been focusing on this point for the last 3 days is because of a tip-off that was given to the German prosecutor. So they asked the Portuguese authorities if they'd relaunch a search, the first search on Portuguese soil for Madeleine McCann in nearly a decade. And what we've seen is teams from the UK, from Germany, from Portugal coming down here and bringing heavy machinery to clear this land, as you say, also bringing dogs. Now, if I come a bit further here, we can see an area, if you want to go in front, Paul, that has clearly been excavated. Have a bit more of a look. So holes here in the ground.
Madeleine was on holiday from the United Kingdom with her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, her 2-year-old twin siblings, and a group of family, friends, and their children.
But one question remains. Who killed Madeleine? Is she even dead? Here's a timeline of what we reportedly know about the case. On May 3rd, 2007, Madeleine's family was vacationing in Portugal. Her parents went for dinner, leaving Madeleine and her 2 younger siblings behind in the room. They planned to rotate checking in on the children. When Madeleine's mom, Kate McCann, went to check on the children, Madeleine was gone. The family alerted local police, who performed an overnight search. Days later, border police and airport workers were alerted to look out for her.
The McCann children had been left asleep at 20-30 hours in the ground floor apartment while their parents dined with friends in a restaurant 55 meters away, equivalent to 150 feet away. The parents checked on the children throughout the evening until Kate discovered Madeleine was missing at 2200 hours. Over the following weeks, particularly after misinterpreting a British DNA analysis, the Portuguese police came to believe that Madeleine had passed away in an accident in the apartment and her parents had covered it up.
Tonight, Madeleine's parents, Jerry and Kate, are still waiting desperately for news. And with every hour that passes, the questions only grow and the sense of dread mounts. They felt from the beginning this was a case of abduction, of someone snatching their little girl as she was sleeping in their holiday apartment. And a short time ago, they made this appeal.
Words cannot describe the anguish and despair that we are feeling as the parents of our beautiful daughter Madeleine. We request that anyone who may have any information related to Madeleine's disappearance, no matter how trivial, contact the Portuguese police and help us get her back safely. Please, if you have Madeleine, let her come home to her mummy, daddy, brother and sister.
This is home video of Maddie, a girl who next week celebrates her 4th birthday.
The McCanns were given Aguido suspect status in September 2007, which was lifted when Portugal's Attorney General archived the case in July 2008 for lack of evidence.
How do you deal with the fact that more and more people seem to be pointing the finger at you, saying the way you behave is not the way people would normally behave if their child is abducted, and they seem to imply that you might have something to do with it?
To be honest, I don't actually think that is the case. I think that's a very small minority of people that are criticising us. You know, the facts are out there. We were dining very close to the children and we were checking on them very, very regularly. You know, we are very responsible parents and we love our children so much, and I think it's only a very few people that are actually criticising us.
Madeleine's parents continued the investigation using private detectives until Scotland Yard opened its own inquiry, Operation Grange. In 2011, the senior investigating officer announced that he was treating the disappearance as a criminal act by a stranger.
On the evening of May 3rd, 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappears from her bed while on vacation with her family in Portugal. Local authorities immediately launch an investigation, following extensive leads, including an inquiry into Madeleine's parents, Kate and Jerry McCann. Despite all the leads, there have been no arrests. In these exclusive interviews, we'll hear from 2 men who have tried to answer some of the questions surrounding the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
Well, I went on their request. They asked me to come and assist. When Madeleine disappeared, Jerry called me one night. He called me and he said, "I've heard about you and can I help?" So I said, of course, we will do our utmost best to try to help.
Most likely a planned abduction or burglary gone wrong. In 2013, Scotland Yard released e-fit images of men they wanted to trace.
The team feels that they're getting close to actually finding Madeleine's abductor. Then, the McCanns receive a devastating blow. 3 months into Operation Omega, investigators hired by the McCanns to find their daughter have found a man that they believe is a very viable suspect in Madeleine's disappearance. However, just as they're about to close in on the mysterious George, calamity strikes.
Including one of a man seen carrying a child towards the beach on the night Madeleine vanished.
We're here now where Detective Amaral, who at the time was leaving, though This was about 2 years ago. He'd been taken off the case, but he walked me through the route. Now, he is convinced that whoever was carrying the child walked down this road.
Which is where the McCann's apartment was up there.
Exactly, McCann's apartment's located there.
Mm-hmm.
What he was furious about is that this security camera, which we can see on the corner here, his officers had never found.
So this one here that we see just in front
this
of
one
the
here,
orange block.
Exactly, and he believes that was absolutely critical, and he was furious that his officers never found that camera. They never located it.
And when he found the camera, it was
too late. Now, they came down there and down there, so we can see the critical nature of that camera.
And the junction just at the end of this road, this leads towards the coast. That is where the Irish family saw this man that
exactly.
now is
Yep.
the focus of this Crime Watch.
Precisely. And he walked me down here, past, exactly down this route where we just recently filmed, through and down to the beach.
But it's interesting, isn't it, that the Crime Watch new appeal chimes with
Exactly.
the main theory of the man who was leading the investigation but was taken off it.
Yes.
Shortly after this, Portuguese police reopened their inquiry. Operation Grange was scaled back in 2015, but the remaining detectives continued to pursue a small number of inquiries described in April 2017 as significant.
We know that the authorities say that they have taken samples from this area in order to send them for forensic testing. Because this investigation was led by the Germans, they will go to Germany to be assessed. And obviously what they're looking for is to try and establish whether or not there is any direct link between these areas and Christian Bruckner or Madeleine McCann.
In 2020, police in the German city of Braunschweig stated that there was a new suspect in Madeleine's disappearance.
More details are emerging of the new suspect in the Madeleine McCann case, who, according to German media, is now being investigated over the disappearance of a 5-year-old girl in Germany. It's reported the suspect is being named as Christian B., a 43-year-old man who's believed to have been in the same area of southern Portugal where 3-year-old Madeleine went missing while on holiday in 2007. Our correspondent Gavin Lee has more details.
This is Christian B., the man suspected of the murder of Madeleine McCann.
A German national and convicted sex offender who public prosecutor Hans Christian Walters was convinced had abducted and murdered the child. Madeleine's disappearance attracted sustained press coverage both in the UK and internationally, reminiscent of the death of Diana, Princess of Wales, in 1997.
In October 2013, Madeleine's case was reopened in Portugal. Still nothing. Now it's June 2020. German investigators announced that they presume Madeleine is dead and that a 43-year-old sex offender was a suspect in her homicide. Authorities said the man had a record of break-ins at hotels and dealing drugs in the region where Madeleine's family was on vacation, according to the New York Times. The man was later identified as Christian Bruckner. Bruckner was serving a 7-year prison sentence in Germany at the time for a 2005 rape that occurred in the same region where McCann went missing 2 years later. He has denied any involvement in the McCann case. Again, the case went cold.
Her parents were subjected to intense scrutiny and baseless allegations of involvement in her death, particularly in the tabloid press and on Twitter. And in 2011, the McCanns testified before the Levinson inquiry into British press misconduct, lending support to those arguing for tighter press regulation. So as you guys hear, this is one of the most famous missing children's cases in modern day history. There's even a Netflix documentary about this child's case.
The entire McCann case has become a phenomenon.
If you made a dozen movies out of this, nobody would believe them.
I've done thousands of cases. With the Madeleine case, I've seen the worst things a human being can see. The worst.
There's fear that a 3-year-old British girl has been abducted in Portugal.
If your child isn't safe at a resort, where is she safe?
The media made their daughter the most high-profile missing child in the world.
Let's take a few minutes to highlight some missing children cases. Virginia Torres. Virginia was last seen on July 5th, 2023 in San Jose, California. She has brown hair, brown eyes. She's 4 foot 9 inches tall. She weighs 120 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Virginia, please call the San Jose Police Department. Ayla Reyes. Ayla was last seen on August 7th, 2023 in Arvada, Colorado. She has brown hair, brown eyes. She's 5'4". She weighs 115 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Ayla, please call Arvada Police Department. Delvis George. Delvis was last seen on May 12, 2023 in Tacoma, Washington. He has a red raised crescent-shaped scar just below his thumb on his right hand. He has black hair, brown eyes. He's 5 foot 8 inches tall. He weighs 125 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Delvis, please call the Tacoma Police Department. Mariah Cochran. Mariah was last seen on April 29, 2023 in Peru, Indiana. She may travel to the Marion, Indiana area. She has black hair, brown eyes. She's 5 feet tall and weighs 115 pounds. If you have any information or see Mariah, please contact the Taylor University Police Department. Anjanetta Renee Samuels. Anjanetta was last seen on February 27, 2023 in Jacksonville, Florida. She is believed to have left home sometime in the late hours of February 26th or the early hours of February 27th. She may have her school laptop with her. She has brown hair, brown eyes. She's 5 foot 3 inches tall and she weighs 130 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Anjanetta, please call the Dural County Sheriff's Department. Xavion Winder. Xavion was last seen on January 16, 2023 in Hampton, Virginia. His hair is styled in dreadlocks with brown bronze tips. He has a birthmark on his right cheek and pierced ears. He has brown hair, brown eyes. He's 5 feet tall and weighs 150 pounds. If you have any information regarding Xavion's disappearance, please contact the Hampton Police Department. Kaven Snyder. Kaven was last seen in Spring, Texas on October 27, 2022. He has brown hair, hazel eyes. He's 5 foot 7 inches tall. He weighs 143 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Kaven, please call the Shenandoah Police Department. Tyara Carter. Tyara has been missing since August 6, 2022 and was last seen in Morrill, Georgia. She may be in the company of her 2 sisters and their mother. She has black hair, brown eyes, and she's 4 foot 9. She weighs 90 pounds. If you have any information or have seen Tyara or her sisters, please call the Morrill Police Department. As always, if you see something, say something. If you have any information or know of the whereabouts of any of these missing children, please contact your local police department. Let us pray for all of the missing children in today's episode and hope they all get home safe. Until next time, remember, our children are not for sale.